All right, I'm recording. So we have someone new so far, Anton. Normally the way I start is I ask like the new people if they want to introduce themselves, tell us how they found us, what their current level of experience is, things like that. If you don't feel comfortable talking on stage, you can just drop it in the chat. But if you want to talk on stage, then you just click on that hand button in the upper right, and then you'll get invited on stage to speak if you want. We have someone else new too, same thing, Bo, I think, or Bao or Bo. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Some people pronounce it differently. But if you're new, if you don't mind, if you want to share with us what your current level of experience is, how you found us, what who you are, things like that, you can request to speak on stage in the upper right corner. This little hand icon. You can click on that, or you can just use the chat if you want. It's up to you. We got Lou back, and what's up, Lou? Yeah. All right. Invite to speak. I can't believe I had to invite you to speak, but Lou, that's crazy. All right. So, yeah, anybody wants to speak, go for it. Anton, if you want to tell us about you in the chat or on stage, go for it. If I'm saying your name right, Bo, go for it.
Yeah, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I just have seen today this meeting in on Meetup and decided to join to see what it's about. I am a Golang backend developer and have 3 years of experience.
All right, that's cool. And you found us on Meetup?
Yes.
What kind of development did you say you do?
Golang backend.
Oh, Golang. All right, I got you. Yeah, I've heard of Golang. I just haven't met very many Golang developers. You're like, I think I actually like the second that I've heard that actually uses that. Uh, that's cool. All right, so Lou's in the same, except Lou's got like 25, 26 years of experience. And then we got Andretta. I think Andretta's learning, and that's good. Yeah, so let's see who else shows up. Usually everybody starts showing up within like the first 10 minutes. But we're at a place in the project where we're gonna go ahead and start going into the design side of things. Well, actually, we're already there, but um, I'll show you the project right now, Anton, and then see if you just want to observe or if you want to like get involved in it. It's up to you. Uh, but like the place we were in from last week was that like just to recap because I didn't record last week. Last week we well it's gonna help if I just open up um the browser and go there because I think I'm let me open up my yeah, all right, so I'm making sure that my browser is being recorded. All right, so on Miro, let me go there. I could probably share my screen with you guys too so you can see what the heck I'm talking about when I'm talking about it. Oh my goodness, there we go. Give me a second. Let me share my screen. That looks good. All right, so I know we see us right now, but open up my browser. Um, Sign into Miro. So like we've been using Miro, like I've said, and all right, someone left a new update. Cool. Miro Kumar. All right, so that was somebody that showed up last week that just joined us. Um, but in our AI health project, we're using Miro as kind of like project management and planning, and somewhat like, to post any updates or anything because so we don't got to spend money on platforms just to try to manage a project, because it's like we got too many people that want to get involved and it's going to cost money to have everybody on a project management software. So Miro kind of lets us get around that and do it for free. Whereas so far we haven't had any problem with the amount of people we have joining the project on Miro. So I guess Miro you could use somewhat like that. So I guess at a basic level, we have this team members. We have a development team and a design team. We have a marketing team, but the marketing team nobody's signed up for that yet. We don't even know if that's necessary. That's if we get it to a point where we feel like we want to compete and maybe put it out there that way. But for now, development and design, as it Lola, was the in there? Maybe it got moved out. All right, so the ones on that team were Irina. I'm there just kind of just hanging out. I'm not really like I know how to do design, but the design I've learned was from my Irina. But I'm pretty good like naturally with design when it comes to like building UIs in whatever it is, a framework or JavaScript or HTML, CSS, whatever we're doing. Our project is using Bootstrap 5 for now, just because there's a lot of beginners that want to learn. So we went to Bootstrap 5 because it wasn't reasonable to expect them to jump straight into a framework like React or Svelte. So we have Irina's on leading the design team, but we have Tiffany and Zalola that want to be a part of that team on the design side. Anybody's welcome to join that team. And the development, it's me, Irina, Lou, Ryan. Ryan's gonna be back, so I got an update from Ryan. Ryan's been really busy with events and all that stuff, and traveling a little bit. So Ryan said he's gonna be back one of these weeks, and so that way he can get back on board and get busy with us with the project. There's Lola's on that team and Tiffany, so um, we have our tasks. When we start creating tasks right now, we have more tasks being created in the design side because that's where we're at. Tasks that are in progress, and then when they're completed, mark them as complete. Um, is this? Oh yeah, so this is just the original idea, I believe, where the project was an AI platform that informs users regarding the safety of their foods or drinks they're consuming, uploading ingredients in the form of text or images. So like, and then getting feedback on those ingredients, and so they could decide, I guess, whether they want to consume that, knowing that it might have ingredients in there that are technically not good for your health. All right, so we have a competitor, and that's the other thing, Anton, is that Ryan found a competitor, and there I have that in one of the videos, so I'm not going to go in depth on that. But we're building this thing out, or planning it out at least. We haven't gotten to the building side on the coding yet, but we're planning this thing out, and it turns out someone released a TikTok video with a similar app. So we're like, damn it. But we're still going to build it because we know we planned it. We gotten this far, so we're still going to build it for educational purposes, and then at the end decide if we can make one even better than the competitor and compete. So this is just, a general with the basic links. The GitHub, I'll show you the GitHub in a minute, because we're not really quite there anyway with the GitHub. But we were eventually supposed to plan meetings here, but then I kind of said that most people don't have time for meetings outside of maybe the time they're already utilizing to be here on Sundays at 10 a.m. or whatever time it is wherever you're at. So like I'm pretty sure we could just delete this. I'm gonna wait for Ryan to come back so I can make sure that was the intention, because my intention was to keep our meetings every Sunday as a way to stay informed on the project and any work that anybody's doing throughout the week, if any. Um, or even if it's just on Sundays that we're all doing any work, at least we can keep up with each other every Sunday. This was the original idea, same as the other one I read, a little bit similar. I kind of reworded it a little bit in the other one. And then we did a little bit of brain writing where we were trying to maybe piggyback off each other's ideas. So like you'll see there's a section with your name and sticky notes. Well, we're trying to maybe see what everybody else is saying about it and piggyback off that and maybe to expand on it or expand on its features maybe in the future because it got to a point where we kept adding more and kept adding more and kept adding more to it. These were the original documents that I generated for the project. And then this is what me and Ryan went over. We created an app flow and and the app flow that's all I got to do is fix that up. I believe we're going to keep it the basic app flow for now, just so we can get the basic functionality. So I just got to adjust the app flow. I put in a sticky note was one of Zolola's features that we all agreed to add. But I think that because we weren't sure, we got to a place where it was one feature, then we got to a place where, well, let's do it this way and then that way and this way and that way. So I got to a place where it's like we're not gonna get stuck and then get into that, scope creep. So issues of that nature. So like I wanted to just narrow it down to the basic functionality. We get the user into the app. They want to use the app to check the ingredients. So they either take a picture of the nutrition label and then the app parses the text from that nutrition label and then it gets fed to the AI, and the AI gives them something back about those ingredients. And it's the same with text, except with the text feature, we're not trying to ask the user to type in every single nutrition, like the whole nutrition label. Maybe they just want like to look up maybe one ingredient. So they'll just type that in and it'll give them feedback on maybe one ingredient. That was the idea with the text anyway. I was fine with just the image, just take a picture of the image and that's that, and not even bother with text. But I think the text could be is just it's just good to, I guess, at a beginner level to teach also the beginners how to take at least basic user input and process that so they can see how that's done. So that's why I thought the text was a good idea. But besides that, the images go in and and basically the app process, like I said, and then the user is presented with something. Um, so our app flow is not going to change. It's pretty basic. I could take out these little extras here. I was going to duplicate it and then save what we have right here to work on for maybe a future iteration of it. But we just need the basic flow, which is take a picture, get the picture parsed, data goes to the AI. The AI, if the, maybe we could find an AI library that does it all, as far as like parsing the text off an image, or maybe we just find some other tool that does it. It doesn't matter. Whatever, we'll find something, or we'll see what our best solution is, and then we get that information over to the user after it's processed with the text. We could just pass that straight to the AI. And that's just the basic of it. Now we need the design team, which they're working on right now, to come up with the wireframes. We started these basic wireframes, but Irina's updating them or working on them. Um, they're low fidelity wireframes, of course, and Ryan put up examples of that here, so that way people that have never done a low fidelity wireframe, they could see that hey, you could draw it pencil, paper, or use your computer. That's just basic, outline of the functionality or whatnot. It's not really. I mean, you could make it this complex if you want, but it's not really uh, meant to be like a high fidelity wireframe where it's highly detailed and has a color scheme and all that other stuff. All right, so we got uh, that's basically in a nutshell what we're doing on this one. And GitHub. Uh, no, we're not going to that one. We're going to GitHub. Just GitHub. All right, so where's the project? Here we go. So if we go to the dev branch, all we have is the starter files and basic information on how to run the project if you want to contribute code to it. But like I said, it's using HTML. It's set up for CSS, not CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. Well, it's all vanilla, but it's set up for all that. but it's using Bootstrap 5 as the CSS framework. And it's gonna be we're gonna use Bootstrap. I think version 5.3, the current version I believe it's using. So if we go into package JSON, we're using Bootstrap 5.3.2. Yeah, we're using Bootstrap's JavaScript. So like we're not using, of course, if anybody that's used Bootstrap, that's not what that means. That we're not writing our own JavaScript. That just means that when we're using any of Bootstrap's components that require JavaScript to give them their functionality, then we need to be utilizing Bootstrap's JavaScript, or rather than well, as much as we can, because I found that even when you're using a Bootstrap component, sometimes you still got to add JavaScript to their JavaScript. So I don't know how to explain that. Bootstrap's a little funny, but I thought it was okay because it targets uh, like a because it's used for web apps, but for mobile responsiveness or any type of responsiveness. So it's supposed to be like super responsive, but it also gives us the structure to for anybody that's new that's trying to learn with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, except SCSS is what we're using. So if you look at the file structure, we got JavaScript and we got SCSS. And SCSS, like I've told other people in my other videos, you can watch those. SCSS is not much different than CSS. I actually think SCSS is a lot better than CSS, regular CSS, especially with when you understand how to nest and use the variables. It's actually easier to write the variables and then at a basic level learn the nesting because you can nest into your components and style exactly what you need instead of the way CSS does it. All right, that is basically nutshell for Anton and anybody else that's new, where we're at, what the plan is. Got any questions? Or Anton, did you want to join us or anything like that, or were you just gonna observe? Viper Dude's back. What's up? Oh, he's needed the cheese. All right, so I had to give you permission to speak too. That's crazy. I thought I had that turned on automatically. Yeah, allow requests from
You can
everyone.
request to speak on request to speak or speak on the stage. They're probably requesting to speak. That's why
Yeah. All right.
you got it. You put them up. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I joined later. I was a little few minutes late. Sorry about that. I and I'm also on my phone because I'm driving, so it's not easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said last week, if I can help, I will. I'm very busy, but if I can find some time here and there to help out, I will.
All right. That's cool. All right. So yeah, if you want to be a part of the project, you can give me like your you can send me like your email if you like, and I can either in the DM or however you want, and I can send you like a Miro invite. Or I think some people were able to still get on Miro even with just a link. And then if you want to get on GitHub eventually on the development side, um, you can just send me your GitHub username, and I'll go ahead and add you as a collaborator or a contributor to that. So, uh, yeah, I can do that whenever you guys want. Let's see. That's another thing I remember I had to fix. Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, so I can add you as a collaborator anytime you want. We got people all waiting to get started on coding this thing up, and that's all we had to do. We got kind of hung up a little bit, and then also because Sunday's really the only during this time is really the only time I have to be working on this project that we're all doing every week. So yeah, I don't know how maybe most of us are like that, but yeah, it's been like we're limited to this 2 hours to get anything done. So I'm fine with that. I think it's actually good because if we can get everybody that wants to learn joining us every Sunday for the meetings, and then maybe we can, or at some point, however they want to handle that task, offline or online. If they need help, they can reach out to the anybody on the community. Well, yeah. So right here we have. I forgot to tell you about that. We have the AI Help Project channel, where the project section is, and you can click on that and well, it's truncating the name, so I can't see it. So whoever asked this question, how far along are things? Um, we're still in the beginnings. So whoever this is, we're still in the beginnings. And I say, like, no matter where we're at, if you're able to contribute, it's not too late. Like, just if you want to contribute, if you want to get in on the project and contribute somehow, just do it. Um, we're still in our humble beginnings. There we go. So, I should have put just join us. Are they here? Whoever that is. It's because I can't see. Uh, come on.
Yeah, so to participate, do I need to send you my email to the this meeting chat or to the private messages?
Um. All right. Let me go back.
Private messages
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. Private messages. Yeah. Yeah. You can send us. You can send private.
So that way we invite them to the mirror board.
Yeah. Yeah. You can send a private your email, especially because I'm putting like so I'm putting the recordings on the. I'm not recording every week, but when I do record, like I'm recording now. When I put that on the some people don't care, they don't mind, but like because it ain't like I got like a million followers on my YouTube channel, but I put it out there for our community, the YouTube channel, to have the content available for them and anybody else that joins it, just in case you're worried about spamming, like anybody seeing your email and trying to spam it. Like if you want to just send it on the DM, but if you're not worried about that, you could just drop it in the chat. But yeah, it's however you think. Like me, I have one junk email that I use everywhere just in case anybody decides to spam it. And then I have, my more serious emails that I keep confidential, or I keep on I use in different contexts. All right. Um, direct message. Yeah, so I'm not gonna click that direct message while I'm recording. Hold on. Let me see if I can just move it and get to it because I
Yeah,
see.
okay.
Was that you that gave me that sent me a DM? Hold on. I think it was.
I can send it to this meeting chat. It's
Oh yeah.
not a problem.
Accept.
It's like you
Okay.
said, just an email for
We can
everybody.
cut it out later.
All right. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna add Anton, but I'm gonna keep his email off the screen. I already got that I just gotta pull Miro off the shared screen, and then I'll go ahead and add you right now uh to the project. Send an invitation. Got it. All right. So you should have gotten that, Anton. Um, and then I'll go ahead and go back to the meetup. All right, here we go. Yeah, I just didn't want like anybody that's feeling like I don't want my email public, and I don't want nobody because I know it's more like because that's what I was I would be worried about. It's just the spamming. So, but if you're not worried about that, who cares? All right, so I haven't heard of any problem because I told everybody on my Discord channel. I tell everybody like everybody knows that uses Discord. There's common rules or to any social platform, but like anybody, if anybody's having a problem with anybody that's spamming them or bugging them that is related to that they know is a member, and maybe they see as a member on our platform, and they're like trying to solicit you or they're trying to spam you or anything, all you gotta do is reach out to me and I'll ban them because I have zero tolerance for anybody coming on here doing any uninvited solicitation or trying to spam people on our network here. I already kind of put that in there that I could give them a timeout, but I prefer to just ban them, especially if they just come on our community and just start spamming the channel. I have it set up with CaroBot with that bot to just ban them. So we haven't had that problem yet, but that's just a FYI there for everybody. Um, all right. Let me go back more early. Oh yeah, so we're Anton. Yeah, Anton's already on the app flow. Yeah. All right. So I was gonna copy this thing and actually so that way I can yeah, there we go. So this one we're gonna say we'll say copy the what was this call it MVP app flow like version 2 because we'll say that this one's the one that we're gonna have for like future iterations. And this one is the one we're working on now. This is our main, so I'll just call it main. What the heck? Yeah, that's probably what I should have done. This, well, they get it. You guys understand that. All right, so I wanted to get out this comparison stuff, and then we'll take this out for now. All we need is the select image. It gets uploaded, it gets processed. If it doesn't get processed because they uploaded a poor image, and then it goes to the app processes the input, whether it's an image or text. Same thing with the text. It's going to be user inputs a single ingredient for now, just so that way people that are learning, they can learn how to take basic user input, which would be good for them. User presented results summary. All right, we're going to get rid of this one. Uh, yeah, we don't need it. And then I could probably, as a result, shorten this up here. Yeah, go like that. Make it a little bit more. What do we got? User views. Yes, I screwed up on that one. All right, so let's get another arrow here. How do we do these things? Nothing here. In here? No. Oh, jeez. All right, whatever. All right, there we go. User views ingredient alerts, user views list of suggested questions, user views food, how can this sum the info, something like that. So this looks legit now. So that's basically how we had it somewhat before. So I say we're good to go. The on the app flow, just for the basic functionality. And Irina and the design team are going to be working on the.
And then
Oh, it's done. Don't start with them. Let me see. So yeah, Irina usually gets things done really fast. Oh yeah, we need the logo though. We need like a logo, color scheme, things like that.
yeah, it's over on the right side, the style guide. You see it, font, lateral, color, blue, green,
Oh, I didn't.
logo. Before the logo, we don't even know the name of the app.
Yeah, that's right. So now we got to come up with the name. That's right. We haven't came up with the name yet. So the last time we were researching the names, we had these generated names here, and we're thinking one of them we noted if the name is taken, like if there's some variation of it out there, I didn't want to use it. I was trying to use something that like ingest IQ sounds good enough for me. I don't know. What do you think? I think that one actually works out because if we research it there, because we already researched it and determined it's available. And there's AI dietitian, like AI plus dietitian. I don't know. I don't know if we researched that one to see if it was available yet. But ingest IQ, we said was available, and that one sounds cool. But it doesn't have like AI in the name anywhere, is which is like the thing I guess recently everybody's trying to put AI in the name, AI in the URLs. AI everywhere, so people know it's AI, so they can get that attention or that, so I don't know how you guys felt about that. You guys have any anybody here like Anton or or Lou or Viper dude? I forgot your name that you told me. What was it? Terry? Was that what it was? Viper dude? Or was that someone else? I'm not good with
Yes,
remember.
yes.
It
Sorry about
was,
that.
huh?
Yes,
It
it's
was
me.
Terry.
Yeah,
Oh
Terry.
my
Terry.
goodness, I actually
Remember.
remembered.
Sorry,
Huh?
I'm on my phone and I'm driving, so it's
Okay.
difficult for me to
Oh yeah,
communicate.
yeah.
But
It's okay. Drive safe then.
I'm trying to listen, and then I'll try to message you because I'm gone this weekend, but I'll try to message you this week when I go home. Okay.
Okay. All right. Sure. Um, yeah, sorry about that. All right, so we did have his name right. Normally I'm bad with names, so forgive me. All right, so Terry, Anton, Lou. Like if you guys have any input, except for Terry because he's driving, or Andretta, if you guys have any input on the name, I mean, let me know if you have any suggestions. If you think like, uh, if you guys have any ideas on helping me find a name, but we gotta research, make sure it's not available already. We kind of try to do that already. We tried to see if maybe we can come up with a name that wasn't taken already. Uh, I know we came up with we're coming up with some kind of theme originally, because we had like greens, blues, whites, but I think Irina, when we're like saying that this little bit of text that we have on the original idea was it's not like it's written in stone. It's like we can change how we see fit if we have better ideas. So, or if we have better I guess a better if we have somebody that has a better eye for design, and we can take that into account and just change it. Right now, at least in the design phase. But the I didn't know how you guys felt about these names. We had AI Etition. Healthlands was already taken. Eatwise AI was taken. Nutriscope. That one sounded kind of, yeah. Nutrivision. Yeah, and somebody took the .com domain. That's right. So that's why I didn't want it. Uh, mm, Nutripedia. Somebody wrote that, right? Nutripedia. I guess that's what they were trying to say. What the heck? Oh, I was trying to spell check it. Yeah, Nutripedia. That was not too bad. Let's see if anybody has it. Maybe we could say like Nutripedia AI or something like that. I don't know. Let's see if anybody has that name. Nutripedia.in, your recipes nutritional analysis app. Yep, somebody's got it. So whoever came up with Nutripedia, sorry if you're gonna watch this video or if you're here. Someone took it. All right, so that's interesting because we ended up finding. Oh, it's something that a tool that turns menus or giving nutritional information for their recipes. So it's to help people in that industry, in the food industry. All right, not too bad. Restaurants, things like that. So we know it exists. So Nutripedia, already taken. So we'll just delete that. Nutripedia has been, or actually we'll put it in here and we'll just note that Nutripedia already exists. All right, that's Well, it's not you. It's not you. It's Discord, or it's my computer. Like,
Not hear you.
yeah. Well, now it does, but before, nobody could hear me. He was telling me he couldn't hear me. All right. So, yeah, no, it's the for some reason, when I'm switching between apps, yeah, when I'm switching between apps, I don't know if it's the Discord app because it's the only time that it happens when I'm using the Discord app. Windows 11 mutes my mic in the settings, so I'm gonna probably have to check the Discord settings later, the sound settings or the mic settings, and see if there's something triggering that. Because when I'm changing windows, it does that. So sorry if you guys couldn't hear me. So what I was saying was that we had a lot of names that we generated that were already taken, but um, there are some names that are still, or I think out of all these names, AI Attention and Ingest IQ um, were the only two available, unless anybody has other ideas, unless anybody's like, well, what about this name or that name, or anybody wants to come up with another name. But I thought like um, Ingest IQ was pretty cool because like that's the whole point. It's like whatever you're about to ingest, that you get some information on it before you ingest it, and at least uh, it kind of makes you a little bit more aware. That was the whole point. So you can decide, I guess, at a more aware level of consciousness what you want to put into your body, depending on what it is. So, um, but yeah, just I thought that name could be good for now, unless anybody has other ideas. If you have other ideas, let me know. I thought the other one was I like AI-etition, but it's more like dietitian. Of course, that's what the example shows there. And then we can end up going down the rabbit hole because like dietitians do more than just tell you what the ingredient is. So I didn't want it to like the name to come across as like maybe uh in other words, I don't want it to be like misleading. I don't want people to think that the app is doing one thing just because the name, maybe they're expecting more from it and then it's not doing everything that they expected. So I was trying to get the name to just be a little more on point there. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Or am I just gonna just drop the hammer, drop the gavel here, and say ingest IQ or ingest IQ AI? We gotta put AI in it somewhere. That's just like the thing these days. Everybody in their AI software, they're
Does
putting
it just
AI at the end.
AI work?
Ingest AI. Yeah, but
Does the
IQ is
mail?
kind of cool too. Ingest IQ.
You can't have in just IQ AI.
Ingest
Too
IQ. Yeah,
many.
that's what I said. That's what I said.
That that's not real.
Why you can't have that?
Just IQ AI.
Why not? Mm, give me 1 second. Is your mic on, Moment? Huh? Is your mic on?
No, my mic. No.
Because that's your stomach showing and I'm recording and I can see it in my background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you, silly. All right. All right, so we'll go back. Hold on. All right, I'm back, just in case. All right, so um, um, so yeah, let's just go with that. Ingest IQ or Ingest AI. Let's take a vote. Irina says she did some research. They're both available. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Can just
Tima, huh? What do you mean?
Is it available?
I don't know. You said it was, right?
No, I
Okay,
was
so let's
asking.
look it up. Let's see. Ingest AI or Ingest IQ AI or Ingest IQ. Yeah, right. I like
Just
that one
IQ
too.
AI is fine.
Ingest IQ AI.
There's
What do
more
you guys
like
think
the
about
best
adding
two.
AI to it somewhere? So if we take Ingest IQ and we add like AI to it somewhere, I
That's
know I'm
pretty
going
cool.
nuts about the name. So,
Actually, I like it.
huh?
I like the in just IQ AI.
Well, of course you do. I came up with it. I'm just teasing.
Because it kind of
Huh?
looks like a QA in the middle of the two lines, and I like it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We can make it interesting. I say Ingest IQ AI. What do you guys say? Are we gonna take a vote here? Are you guys gonna vote me out? Let me know. Andretta says she likes it too. so we don't get too hung up on the name, and then it'd be cool to get you guys' feedback. What do you think, Lou? Tima, I think I don't know if you exactly need Tima. I'm not sure 100%. Lou likes it. So see, that's three on my side. Uh, that means the woman's alone right now. I'm just kidding. What about Anton? What do you think? That's my nickname for her. I call her the woman, but it's not nothing, you know.
He's not
Uh,
being disrespectful.
yeah, I'm not being disrespectful. It has to do with, well, I don't know if anybody's read the Bible before, but it has to do with in not to get all religious on anybody, but like that's where I got it from. Because when you read the English translation of the Bible in Genesis in the beginning, it says that Adam was when he refers to Eve, his first wife or his wife, he was referring to her as the woman. Or it'll say sometimes in the text it'll say the woman. Or when he says the woman gave me the apple, when he tells God trying to pass the buck, blame her for his own decision, even though she. Well, I don't want to get too far into the analysis of it, but you get it. But that's where I got it from, just because I feel like she's my Eve. So I call her the woman or the woman. All right, so we got Anton. What's up? You got any ideas? You got any no, yes, no, maybe so? All right, I heard nothing from Anton. That's cool. All right, Tima. If you're new, I don't think you're exactly new. I could have sworn I've seen you once before, but if you are, you can introduce yourself if you want. Tell us your current level of experience or how you found us, what you want to do with the community here. Um, yeah, and I'm recording, so you know, because you just joined. Everything's being recorded. It's gonna go on the YouTube channel for our YouTube channel. So let me drop that link in the chat a little bit lower, because I have it like, oh, here it is. So I have it like way. I like to like drop it fresh, so anybody that's new or anybody that's joining, you gotta go hunting it down. It's right here in the chat. Um, all right, so that's what we're gonna go with then. We got if you're silent, that means we're gonna count that to the good. Um, ingest IQ AI. All right, let's do it. Ingest IQ AI. We're gonna have to change the name too. So we're just gonna however we write it. I don't care how we write it. Uh, we got to make the IQ stand out though. So we can write it upper lower or lower upper lower whatever. This is the one we're sticking with ingest IQ AI. So however you style that, Irina, because you guys are the ones doing the styling. Now we don't have to call this the AI Health Project now. We're gonna rename it.
That's it.
We're gonna do Ingest IQ AI Project, and let's stretch that out a little bit. Uh, and then eventually I'll change the name here. Well,
Intelligence quotient. Artificial intelligence.
what happened?
Intelligence quotient. Artificial intelligence. That's so hard to say the whole thing.
Yeah, that's why you just don't. You just say IQ AI. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody knows already. I don't even know if anybody else says artificial intelligence anymore. Everybody just AI this, AI that. All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Oh, a desktop. All right. So you're still working on that, and so we need our now we got the name. We need our um color theme, our logo. Oh, you said blue green colors, blue green. I thought you said something different in the channel.
I did, but that's what they came up with was before I ran. I
It's all right.
implemented.
Like I mean, if you think if you feel like with the name we got, a different color scheme is gonna work better, do it.
Green blue is good. Because I remember they were asking me for help. So I'm like, okay, let me get that started.
Well,
But they're
let me
not here.
update this. The heck? I wasn't. Well, won't it? Oh yeah, I forgot. Doesn't let you. So we'll just do for now, for the purposes of this, so people can see the difference, so it doesn't look like a jumbled mess. We'll do that. Because Discord is a little limited on how they're gonna let me do this. Well, we could have done that. Why not? Let's keep it uniform. I'm gonna put all that at the end of it. There we go. Good enough. All right. So it's in the Ingest IQ AI channel, and for the projects are right now. You guys can still hear me? All right, just checking. All right, so that's where we're at. It is 10:52, and Irina's working. We got like an hour left, and we haven't quite. Let's look at these. So, um, the way we planned, I guess, on people originally using this was we wanted people to use it on their phones. I know we could have went with a mobile app. Um, like we could have went like trying to use like React Native or Flutter. You know, instead of using something like Swift or Kotlin. Like if we wanted to use something that just a cross-platform stack that'll we can code once, deploy everywhere. But we didn't do that because of the amount of beginners that we have. So like I figured if we made it responsive or fully responsive with Bootstrap, um, that we'll just put it out there as a web app that should be primarily used on mobile devices until like if we test it and we get people actually using it and maybe there's a way to monetize it and it's like and it's successful, um then I'd say like transition into like version 2 um and go into like a mobile app stage where like where we can put it in app stores and things like that. And we can use whatever we want. I would recommend I guess I mean what I would want would probably be, well, either one is going to be uh, difficult for beginners, but React Native or Flutter. Because to tell you the truth, I've only done mobile development with React Native, and I've looked into Flutter, and it looks pretty straightforward. Similar to React Native, but the syntax is nothing similar. React Native is harder. But supposedly Flutter has a process that's I guess a little more refined than React Native supposedly. Uh, but I've never actually like built something in Flutter and put it out there on the market. But uh, but I've never coded in Swift or Kotlin. Those are not like my specialization there. So for me, it would have to be if we ever went that route, it would have to be React Native or Flutter. That's just my opinion though. Unless we get somebody uh, that really knows how to develop native mobile apps in Kotlin or Android. That's what that's like. That's kind of like mm, a preference, I believe, because I believe that most people say that developing natively, the apps come out better, but you have a lot of apps out there that are on the app stores that work well and they're not developed natively. So, uh, but there probably is a lot out there developed natively in the iOS versus the Android market. But that's just my thought is that so the wireframes we really needed were the mobile ones because it would be a good idea to make them responsive, especially like for tablet and desktop, just in case anybody, because it's a web app. It's not a mobile app, it's a web app, just in case anybody does happen to open it up on one of those devices. But we should, if we ever do market it or put it out there, we should put it out there as a mobile web app, I guess we can call it mobile web app. But like have like maybe if eventually if it gets to that point where it needs its own website or its own type of marketing, we can have like maybe screenshots of mobile views or like or you know what I mean, so people kind of get the idea. Okay, I should be using this on my phone because it's going to use the camera. And I don't think it's like exactly like if I took this Gatorade bottle, for example, and I had the nutrition label here. I mean, there's more because you have um, not just the nutrition label, but we have all these other ingredients on the side. So it'd be a little tough trying to get like a camera to like, I don't know if you guys can see that because you got like nutrition. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see that because I can't share what I'm showing on camera, but for the YouTube channel too, like, you got weird things when sometimes when you're out there trying to scan things. If I wanted to scan this Gatorade bottle. Anyway, um, all right, Tima, anything you wanted to say? I see you on stage.
Hello, hi. Yeah, sorry, I'm new on Discord, so I didn't really know how to use it.
Oh, sorry. I just wasn't sure because I thought I seen you before, but I guess not. So, yeah, sorry, you figured it out. That's good.
Yeah, I figured it out. Just yeah, going around it. But yeah, Tima, I'm just looking around. I came across this group on Eventbrite as I'm just looking into connecting and finding out platforms where people are on developing themselves. Really, I'm trying to start out on data, so just trying to learn a lot of different areas in IT and skills as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you already have experience in already? Do you have anything experience in any kind of like JavaScript development?
No, not at all. No, I've only done a little bit of Python, MySQL, those type of things. So
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of HTML. That's about it, as far as I know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Mhm.
fine. Were you trying to learn anything like more into like the web development side? Like, or did you mind trying to learn anything, or were you just trying to observe?
Yeah, I'm trying to observe and just see how I feel about everything. I have done, like I said, a little bit of web development. I did like it. Yeah, but we only use HTML for that course. I just did it for like a 12-week program. So,
All right. Um, well, that's good. I mean, either way, whatever, we're
mhm.
whenever you're ready to like, if you feel like you want to contribute to the project, I can add you to the Miro board, and then
Right,
or the GitHub if you want to eventually like collaborate on the coding side, because we're almost there. We're almost at that point where we're ready to start creating tasks and
right.
develop it on the development side. But that's what we're using. We went with the little tech stack. We went with our humble tech stack because we have a lot of beginners. And then we have, even though we have other people that are more experienced on the development
Mhm.
side, Not
Yeah.
everybody has is specializing in web development. So like me, I specialize in JavaScript. So like it might be different
Right.
for me than somebody who's specialized in like for example, maybe C++ plus plus or Python.
Yeah.
Their whole career.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be different. But yeah,
Yeah.
just but Python's cool.
Okay.
I like Python. I've been learning Python and building my own AI. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, because I build my own GPTs and run them on CPU or with RTX, like with the GPU or anything else. Like there's just so many ways you can, because I'm trying to look for solutions in AI that are
Mm-hmm.
more, I guess you can say, solid, because you have a lot of new things out there that are like hyping everybody
Yeah.
up, but a lot of them are
Yeah.
really, really buggy, and they don't do exactly what they advertise them to be doing. So,
To do. Right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, but Python's
Okay.
cool. So, like, I thought about maybe doing the um, side of this project in Python, and then at least the AI
Mm-hmm.
side of it. But I'm not
Right.
100% yet because I have some Python
Cool.
developers that joined us that they want to learn JavaScript. So,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
So so this project is more based on using JavaScript.
Yeah, well, for now, because the stack we're using, it's going to be on the front end, HTML, SCSS, JavaScript, the
Mm-hmm.
Bootstrap 5. But on the back end,
Right.
we're not 100% yet because I don't know if we're going to go with Python or if we're going to stick with JavaScript.
Right.
So
Cool.
we're going to get
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
I would.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to
I would
get
want
there.
to learn either way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was trying to include the Python people that we found that ran into our community, and I wanted them to
Mm-hmm.
feel uh I wanted, you know what I mean, if they were interested in just applying their skill set, or if they really they had interest in learning JavaScript, we could just do it in JavaScript. Because that was my original idea to just do it all in JavaScript. But we'll
Right.
see.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you. No, thank you.
All right, so that's what we're at so far. I'm not sure what else to be sharing right now because we've got um, the wireframes pretty much done, Irene
Mhm.
says.
Yeah, I moved it over to the desktop version too. Yeah, the desktop version said.
Yeah. What about tablet? I'm just trying to give you more work. I'm just messing with you. All right, let me see. We got. So all we were worried about. Let me undo that. All we were worried about was the mobile, because I guess we're primarily targeting mobile. Or I can make adjustments on the tablet and desktop, or anybody that's interested. I can show you how to use media queries in CSS or SCSS um, to target the responsive viewports so that we can make it fully responsive on all of our viewport sizes, or at least on the you can't do it on every single viewport size because there's so many, but at least on the main ones. All right, so what do we got going on here? Yeah, I think we're getting there. And then, oh yeah, we needed a logo, because now that we got the name, we need a logo.
Just use the text as a logo.
But you have color just as blue green.
Yeah, no white. White
Yeah,
map.
blue, green, white, like we said, but like what shades? Like, are we gonna use custom colors, or are we just gonna use just normal CSS colors, or
It
what?
says blue and it says green.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
mean. They
vibrant.
sound, or even Bootstrap blue. We can use Bootstrap blue and Bootstrap green because it's built in Bootstrap, and just go with like Bootstrap colors. But
We do need a remove or edit color.
so we got green, blue, white. I
Yeah,
mean, we
just do
could,
bootstrap colors for
yeah, we
now.
could for now. We could use, yeah, woman, but that's kind of boring. All right, so let me see.
While we're working on the style guide.
All right, fine. Let me see. We're
Use
gonna put,
bootstrap.
but you can come up with whatever color scheme you want, though, because like I know sometimes you come up with really good ones.
I could, but this is Tiffany work.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, because you're not trying to do all the work for Tiffany. Yeah, because Tiffany was supposed to join you, but Tiffany wasn't the only one that was supposed to join you. Zalola was too.
So research
Uh,
is not right.
yeah, so leave something for them. Well, Zalola said if you reach out to her and ask her for any help, she'd like to contribute. Um, look at that. All right, so for now, I guess we'll use Bootstrap as the fine. Um, and we got the name, and then uh, we got some wireframes. Is this just on my end? Well, let me refresh it. Yeah, it was on my end. All right. That is weird. All right, so I guess once you get done with that, we're supposed to like we do some research, I guess, on the development side, we're supposed to be doing research on not just these UPC API, like trying to see if there's a UPC API out there, or something we can use to get the because what we were saying the ingredients have, or there's like those codes, those UPC codes, where people can look up the ingredients too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Look up on your bottle.
Look up on what?
Your bottle.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're trying to take a picture, we're gonna have to research. We're gonna have to research some tools here, like some integrations. So let me copy that or duplicate it. Maybe it's we could call it a tool too, but now uh AI or not, whether it's AI or not, like because we can make the AI work with it once we can get the text off the image. So yeah, once we could find that, that's gonna be important. Maybe we don't even need this. Once we can all we gotta do is scan the image, and then if it's input text, it's gonna get fed straight to the AI. So if we could find the answer to this one, we don't even need this UPC stuff, I believe. I think this UPC stuff was actually more important to version 2, wasn't it? When we wanted to do the comparing and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
we're not, right now we need to upload the thing and be able to get the AI answer. So,
Yeah, so we'll just save this for version 2 because I think that's what this was. I believe that's what this one was. Yeah. We'll just make a note so nobody's wasting their time on that one. Um, but these are like so we got our stack, and then we can also, I guess, do some research on, let me see, uh, we can kind of research, oops, um, our AI solution itself, like, because there's so many ways we can go about it. Like we can use a large language model that we can pick from thousands that they have online, or we can use one, or we can access it through an API. So like I guess we could say this one we have no choice. It's got to be AI. So we could say uh, we could say like an LLM, like a more custom, I guess, or one more custom to us, like that we're gonna build ourselves, uh, versus using something like ChatGPT's API. So that's what I would say. If we can, I prefer just creating our own LLM. I think people will learn more from that than just just connecting to the API on ChatGPT and using ChatGPT there. Uh, and then depending on the large language model, if we do the right research, it will be a little more because then we can like train it if we need to, we can train it to be a little more precise. We could scope it to give it context and give it a role so that way it stays within context. And then, so it will be more work if, because we're gonna have to do a lot of steps on the AI, on the large language model itself, to get it like fine tuned, I guess we could say, to, because there's actually a process of fine tuning as well, where we can, so we can keep it on point and then, um, we can get it, so that way people can't just prompt it and chat with it and take it outside of scope, and then it's more precise on the information it's giving it on these ingredients. But it will be more work versus if for like the beginners, if we just use something like ChatGPT's API, and I mean it'll show them how to access an API or use an API, which is important too. But that's if they're following the process as we go. But and then it'll give us like it's less work we have to do on our end where there's less configuration of that AI to scope it and to keep it like to train it and things like that. It's an easier process if we go through their API versus if we get an LLM somewhere and do it ourselves. Uh, does anybody that's here that's a developer have any thoughts on that?
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I think for something simple to start, it's probably going to be easier to constrain inputs than to rebuild an LLM to be customized for the solution. Although I'm not that familiar myself, but it seems like there could be a learning pathway towards like hosting an open source LLM and or like creating a rate limited proxy around ChatGPT to shield it if it's going to be on someone's credit card, and then just like sending constrained prompts to the chatbot. I don't know. It depends on what the goal is, and it seems like the app that was described previously is simple enough that you can really just wire together like a flow to kind of meet the basic need, and then test it before trying to do something too fancy on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was asking everybody's opinion because um it does it's gonna be a lot way more work to do it with an LLM. I mean that's stuff I'm into though. I like doing things like that. But like the
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like fun. I have a question. Do you have enough LLM experience to be able to scope or like understand how much work is required and what specific things need to be done to customize an LLM?
yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been tinkering around with for a while now. So then because I'm learning it at the university I attend, so um
How long would it take, or how many hours would it take to do that?
it could take months. Like people, it depends on like it could take weeks up to months. So like it depends on how far we're willing to go into the training. Um,
Yeah, and then a second question, is this something where you can structure the app pretty, can you structure the app such that the backend is pretty modular to swap in a more customized LLM in the future?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can
Okay,
just swap some models like that.
so I feel like that points to, for expediency, not customizing the LLM to start and wiring together something end to end and testing it. But that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
Yeah, because we could go with like 3.5 turbo, but they say it's not as like on GPT, but it's not as accurate as 4. They like I've tested 4, so like I bought a subscription of Chat GPT 4 for a month, and I tested it, and it felt a lot slower than 3.5 turbo, but it was a little more accurate. I wouldn't say that it was so much more accurate that it convinced me to stay on their subscription, because it didn't. I ended up leaving the subscription because I thought that there wasn't much more that you're getting unless you're using their other tools to build your own GPTs.
There are
But
also new models coming out, potentially, but that's a little bit longer of a time horizon. Um,
yeah, just yeah, I think that would be easier though for sure, just to connect to their API and then do the configuring on their side a little bit, and on our side, because we got to configure it in our logic, and then it's good to go. It'd be a lot faster.
so I have a question. I've been away for a few meetings, and I just wanted to come back and check in. What type of timelines do you think you have for getting going with more of the coding and getting the prototype complete? Like what time frame would you want to set for that?
That's kind of tough because all I got is these 2 hours every week to be doing it, so it's hard to even put a timeline on it. And then because like the amount of people we're getting or that are actively contributing is too, it fluctuates too much, and not everybody
So
can
is
make
that
it
the
every
main?
week.
So is the time and consistency, are those the main hurdles right now to getting quicker progress?
Yeah,
So how can we work around that? Do you think? Do you think there's a way to
I mean, if I just
task things out or whatever to make sure that people can do some work between meetings if they have capacity, or is there a different way to structure things to try to push things along?
uh, I thought about
'Cause
that, but it depends on people's availability. Because I've heard from people that all they have is the time when we meet, and then most people, and then some people I haven't heard back from in a while. So like, since they've signed up, so it's making me feel like a little bit less confident if they're gonna be showing up during the time we're coding, and then it
yeah,
kind of defeats the purpose if I just code this whole thing by myself over
yeah.
a week or two.
So it feels like, let me think for one moment. So it feels like there's been a lot of good design and planning discussion during these meetings, but if the meetings are the main time we have, then I feel like we need to have some more tasking, um, like tasking or coding. Because if it's tasking, if this is all the time that we have because people aren't working outside the meeting, then we basically need to code during the meeting, and it might make more sense given our bandwidths to do more of an interactive tutorial, where you're running through things or someone's running through things, but then other people jump in or they, help explain something like that, because the time is extremely limited if it's only like 2 hours a week. If people are doing some work outside of the meeting, then I think prioritizing some more concrete tasking and more concrete short-term goals could probably make sure that people felt like they were set up to kind of succeed as far as getting some stuff done in the background. Two ideas.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, I before I would have probably been expecting that like a basic version of this entire project could probably get done in about a month or about like a month and a half or something. And I feel like if there's a lot of design and discussion and planning happening during these meetings, and there's just not enough time to kind of get into some of the basic coding and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I didn't want to like defeat the whole purpose of the event and just code it up myself. Because I could just start dropping code and just get this thing cracked out. But like that's gonna defeat the whole. Because I was trying to get it like
Yeah,
a community build, not just my build. You know what I mean?
maybe there are other ways to basically like create low-hanging fruit for people to code too, like to structure things so that they're like little tasks or goals so that people can jump in and code it in the background and they feel like they're set up to succeed. Just because it seems like things are a little bit bogged down in planning.
Yeah, yeah, it is a little bit. Because we've been just going like every week, we've been just seeing, getting back up to speed with the status of where we left off, and then just going, moving a little bit at a time with whatever time we have.
Yeah, maybe you could also have a review. Maybe you could like a review document that or like a short blurb that you put together before the meeting to get people up to speed so that anyone who's in the meeting has to read it beforehand and then you can dive right in at the start of the meeting.
All right. Well, I know you haven't been around in a minute, but like, was there anything that you seen? I didn't recognize you at first because your name's truncated on my end because of the
Oh yeah,
stream
no
mode.
worries.
Yeah,
I saw it
so I
truncated.
didn't see you were even here because I remember we were in chat and you said you were gonna be popping back in soon.
Yeah, I was just here for the last like 10 minutes. I think
Okay.
my question is what are the tasks for next week or like whatever? What are like the immediate milestones for project for like
Right.
contributing code or for doing research?
So
And I
like
think
that's like where I was trying to get to was okay, like if we can make a decision, like because I was trying to see like when I did like these research tasks real quick, I was trying to see if anybody that's already part of the community wants to pick them up because I could do them. I mean, no problem. I
yeah,
could do them and then I can plan it all out, do all that. But like if it's just like everybody showing up just to watch me build, then whatever we can do that. But that wasn't the goal of the whole project. I wanted
for
like
sure.
people to be able to contribute on the research if they want, or hopefully, and then like contribute like when we start having like how you were talking about having some kind of milestone set up where we have like a goal. Okay, by next week maybe we should have the basic UI components on the on at least somewhere in the code or in our code base somewhere, or even or depending on if people are contributing just during the 2 hours or if they're able to put in time over the week. But um, and then just start issuing out tasks like that because there's people that I guess have DM'd me, a couple people that since they signed up but they're complete beginners, and they told me to let them know when we start coding. But so I'm not sure how, I guess.
Let's
Um,
start coding today, like next week, like this week. I mean, like let's start coding and let's figure out what there is to do, and task that out. And then for the other research questions, I think those could just like make sure they're really well concrete and well defined. Um, so like instead of researching the area, it could be more specifically to like find a image text to image image to text parsing tool and demo it next week, like that can be demoed on a nutrition label for next week, like that's something concrete, because we just need something that works. You don't need to find you don't need to like write a paper on it, just find something that's good enough, and if they can't find it then someone else can help out or something. And then for like the project setup, maybe just like identify like a first component or like a layout or something, or like someone gets the project structure going. The style guide, like you don't need to choose colors, but you can just like determine, the CSS or SCSS. Like someone might need to bootstrap the SCSS like compilation if we're using something like that, or if we're not, just like the structure, and then you can always swap in colors later or whatever. So like, yeah, I guess my question would be like, what do we code for next week?
right. So, like how you were saying is first, like what I was thinking was to at least find the tools first. So, like if we're just gonna just link up to something like ChatGPT's API, I mean, I'm fine with that. But so that makes it a little bit easier. But the thing is that I already know how to do all that. So like, um, I was trying to like get uh anybody that else that was interested in that, maybe they could find another solution that might work, and then maybe we can like compare solutions, or you know what I mean?
Well,
But
yeah, other people might be able to learn, even if it's just calling ChatGPT, and it might even actually be too difficult for a complete beginner if they aren't sure. But okay, so
or like the how do you say that? How you were talking about that image tool. So like, I mean, there could be 1,000 out there for all we know. So like, then we got to find out, okay, well, which one are we gonna go with? And then I was wondering if there's already one that's already has some kind of AI integration into it.
well, I think from a demo standpoint, the mere fact of it working, if someone can demo it something next week that's free, then that's good enough, I would say. I mean, to some degree,
Yeah.
I mean, they might be able to like say what they found and why they think something's the best. If someone finds something that works at this stage, I don't know if it needs to be too much of a team discussion, or at least not in depth, unless they identify like an issue with it.
And then the other problem is
So
that like the way we have it set up is that okay, we have everybody that's signed up to contribute, but people because I have no way of knowing if they can or who's capable of what or who can just pick up like who has the time to pick up a task. I told people like if we can create tasks and then they can pick up a task, but um nobody's really picking up tasks. It's just been
yeah,
me
I
and Irina
that's
or you
that's
like when you were coming
fair.
before.
That's that's fair. I think you could probably. So I think that one question: are the tasks clear enough for a beginner? Are they clearly defined enough? Is there enough of the project that's bootstrapped so that someone can come in and code a piece of it rather than feeling like they have to wire up too much of it themselves? I think that's something that we kind of, or like more senior people, have the role of making sure that things are bootstrapped enough to make other tasks easier for other people. And I think it just comes down to assigning, give people a try, see who's interested in, and if no one's interested, then just assign it to someone who has time. And then, if I mean, or if no one really wants to do it, then that can be something someone else more senior picks up. But I mean, I think one of the issues with beginners is that they're not really oriented well enough to do certain things as easily. So if something's more defined and they're like assigned it, I think it's probably more clear than if like they have to, for example, integrate something new themselves in a project that's basically empty. But like if there's more to the project and you say, okay, like understand this like project template that already has some of the like basic tasks for running the project defined, and then go in and implement this component or something. I don't know, like if people are kind of waiting to do work, I think it's easier for a new person to take on a task as an item rather than to like create the work that they would be doing to satisfy features. I don't know. I think it's a balance just of like how much structure is provided by like the host versus the is kind of collaboratively put together on the fly. I don't know. But yeah, I think like if there are tasks, if there are like concrete tasks that could be assigned, and if someone says they'll try to do it for the next meeting, then that's, I mean, if anyone's available, I'm assuming people are available. If they aren't, then something else would have to be done. But like that's a decent way probably to get going. I mean, you could just ask right now, like who would want to try to pick the image parser for a nutrition label, and then demo it next week.
Right? Well, we do have I don't know, three of us here, I believe that, or yeah, three or four of us. Well, three, let me see, four, five of us that I think are capable, but the other two, I'm not sure.
Okay.
And then Terry, I think he's driving home. I think he's just watching. I'm not sure if he's interested in trying to pick up a task like that. So I would ask like Anton, see if Anton's interested. And then if nobody else, I mean, if I can't find interest, eventually I'm just gonna have to do it, right? Because like that's the way I look at it. Is like I try to uh,
Are there people outside of this meeting that you think that would come back in to do some tasks, or do you think that the
they
people in the
yeah
meeting
they
are?
might they may. I'll probably have to DM them like after the
Yeah.
meeting.
So
I'll probably have
maybe
to just
maybe
start
shout
DMing people.
Yeah, maybe like people in the meeting get priority if there's anything immediate for next week, and then if there's stuff that people don't want to grab, then shout out to anybody in the event. Hey, we have tasks. We want a demo next week. Who wants to take it?
All right. So Andrea said she can contribute a little on Saturdays or on Saturday. Let's see, next Saturday. Tima's typing. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm on a phone, so I can't read the chat that well. So thanks for reading it off.
Yeah. Um, yeah, for me, like you said, it has been a little bit collaborative on the fly. Just because for me too, I'm limited because I've got a lot going on every week too. So like,
Yeah, all that's well
yeah,
and good. It just like determines the structure of things, and I think that things are probably, because of the limitations of this, how it's running now is probably just not the best fit. It's probably proceeding too slowly.
it is. It's moving slow.
Because if
It's
someone
been
if
like a
someone
snail's
has like the
pace.
motivation, yeah, if someone has the motivation to attend like 4 meetings in a row and then they don't, like have tasking for them to start coding, then they might get demotivated.
Right. So yeah, I'll have to just DM everybody, let them know that we're there already. Like if they wanna um start picking up tasks, and then or if they need me to go over like maybe because I've told people, I don't mind DMing people or oh yeah, Tima says she can contribute. Um, I don't mind DMing people or even, and you know what, Tima actually might be a well, she might actually be, well, it depends on what we're doing, if we're going to do it in JavaScript or Python, because Tima says she does Python, and I know for sure there's a Python library out there somewhere that's doing what we need. But that's if we're going to do it in Python, and then we haven't even made that decision yet, like because some
Well,
people.
let's refocus. Let's refocus on what the actual tasks we need to get done are, because those can determine who's the best fit for them, or whether we want to modify something so that it can be in a language someone's comfortable with. So, what are like 3 tasks we need for next week?
So I was saying, if we have the research, in other words, like if we have the research already done as far as on what tools we have available, it's picking that tool. But for me, it was more important whether I didn't want to switch because for me, I could just look it up and pick one in JavaScript or JavaScript, some tool we can incorporate into the JavaScript backend. But like, I mean, there's other people that said that, they were interested in learning JavaScript, but other people that maybe they
I
want to
think
use
I think
Python.
Python for a backend makes sense here because we both are experienced enough to be able to read Python and do some Python, even if we haven't done a lot. And if someone else, a beginner, is exclusively interested in Python, we probably want something for them. So I'm good with the Python backend API.
All right, and then so if we go Python, then that would be looking for looking for that tool that we can incorporate into Python into a Python environment, and then so we can test it because
Tima,
I
yeah,
yeah, I already know how to like. I mean, I've been learning Python, so like I already know how to set up my virtual environment and everything that I need to run Python code and test that if I could find if I could find the tool that I need to be testing, but I'm not sure how capable anybody else is other than like how you were saying me or you. So I don't know if anybody else is
okay.
that.
So the one basic thing we need from that, right, is to be able to parse an image, right?
Yep.
Because that's like the basis for the app is it needs to send an image to like a backend, and then I mean actually like that probably be done like that may well be done on app for something more efficient. But if that's the case, is Tima on voice or is she just in chat?
She was on voice earlier.
Oh,
Hi,
Tima.
yeah,
So
hi.
hi there, would you be open to trying to what's your background? What's your basic level of experience with Python?
It's not that high, just basic really. I've done Python in terms of pandas, just using
Okay.
data to manipulate data, that sort of
Oh,
thing.
cool.
But I'm also just, open to learning and just spending time to also,
Awesome.
train my
Are you
skills and
comfortable with
stuff.
reading documentation or reading kind of user? If there's like libraries that are more user friendly and they have some documentation, are you comfortable reading that yourself?
Yeah, I am comfortable reading
And
that. Yeah.
tutorials? Okay, perfect. So,
Yes, and tutorials, learning. Yeah. Anything that
so
you think maybe
okay.
someone on my level can help research what something, not so highly technical that I can help with. I don't mind. I'll kind of learn as I go
So I
and
have
put it
something
together.
somewhat ambitious, maybe, but you can let me know if it's a little bit too much. Um,
Okay.
how about you? Um, how about you try to make a demo for next week
Mm-hmm.
where you take an image, like a
Mm-hmm.
pretty clear image of a nutrition label of a food product. So you
Right.
can like have it cropped and prepared so that it's like pretty easy to read. And then you pipe that into a library that converts it to text and provides like a text output. I don't know. I think that this is something where
Okay.
Fernando might jump in and say if we need a different format for extracting the text. But yeah,
Yeah.
how about you try to do something you can read the text off of a nutrition label and have it like loosely understandable as this many calories, this much fat, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want another level, then what I would do is I would host a demo API locally where you can send the image
Mm-hmm.
as a post. Um, you can send the image in a request payload to a single pathway
Right.
on the API, and you can return the text for the nutrition label. Um, because
Okay.
that basic image parsing is something that is going to be useful for our app.
Yeah.
And you'll have to look at um, what libraries there might be to read text from images, or if you need to like select a portion of an image and
Mm-hmm.
feed that into the app to like scope it within the image. That's another thing that might be more advanced. That might be like they upload an image in our app, they select the nutrition label or do something, and then
Yeah.
kind of wire that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that might not be necessary. But basically, like that's like a useful demo because that's like a necessary piece of our app. Does that
Right.
seem okay, Fernando? Does that seem like a reasonable, or is there like a different structure that we would need for the image data extracted from the nutrition label, you think?
I
No,
think it
yeah.
sounds good.
I'm up for it. Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, we're available to help, so you can ping us
Yeah.
midweek if you get stuck on anything. But
Yeah.
like basically, it's going to come down to being able to load a library in Python, being able to invoke the library with
Oh
image
yeah.
data, all that
Mm-hmm.
like stuff, and it should be pretty well represented in tutorials.
Yes,
I
yes.
think
Yeah. No, I do know how to do that on Python and all that. Yes, I do.
that's great. Okay, does that sound good, Fernando?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay, what's the next task?
I think Irina was putting up some tasks here too.
Irina,
So the
is she similar to you, where she is busy working on other things a lot, so she doesn't want to. I mean, I have an idea for a task that might be suitable for Irina, but I'm not sure if she's busy with other type of work where she wouldn't want to do too much outside of the meeting.
What's the task?
Can you bootstrap the CSS like kind of schema and compilation on the project so that when someone's coming in with a new component, it can like use the style guide variables?
You mean add one line of code of adding the bootstrap into the files?
Actually, sorry, I'm not familiar. Is this
It's
something where
basically an external CSS that you link to the page, to the HTML page.
okay, is this going to be using bootstrap theming? Like, does Bootstrap have its own kind of themes that you override, and that we're just gonna be using external sheet to like tweak the Bootstrap variables?
Well, Bootstrap is more like it's a CSS framework, but it has all right, see you, Anton. But it has or Anton says goodbye. All right, so like it has its own components, and then it does have its own like Bootstrap, what I call Bootstrap
So
colors,
how
but
are we theming? How are we theming the project?
so like that was on the design side, but she already picked colors, and then we have a name, and then she's gonna develop a logo already. But the when you say theming, what do you mean, like color theme?
Like, is there any basic integration as far as the theme representation and variables, or how, like, when
Yeah,
someone adds CSS, it gets compiled for the a component?
It's
yeah.
a
So
link.
yeah,
It's a style sheet link.
she says the style sheet link. I don't know if you can hear her.
Okay, so it's just
So
like a single style sheet,
There
external style
is
sheet.
a documentation to it right here.
Okay. And then what are we using for CSS? Are we just using plain CSS, or are we going to use SCSS or something like that?
yeah, we're using SCSS, but it's basically not much different, I don't believe. So, it's a lot the same. It's just the net. Like I guess that for the beginners at a basic level, all they gotta be able to do is do the nesting and learn how to write variables in SCSS, and it's good. Everything else is the same as CSS.
Okay. Well, from a bootstrapping standpoint, I mean, if it's as simple as Ariana's mentioning, then I mean, she could do it, but also like anyone could do it, I guess. But I guess the one thing is just like I'd want the project set up with style, with basic like style, such that the basic theme is kind of encoded in the project, and like basic SCSS is wired up with whatever we're using, so that like someone's writing SAS in their component, and they don't need to worry about it being properly compiled and like working with Bootstrap. So that's like one thing I think that should be done in the project. That's simple.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and then it's they don't have to worry about the compiling because it's already built in the Bootstrap with Parcel with the web bundler I chose. So
Oh, okay, great.
yeah. Yeah, so like it's gonna.
Maybe even then beyond that, like a placeholder, like a demo component for like you know I don't know, just something so that someone has a reference, so that if they're making a new component, like how it's going to be basically constructed, and reference a Bootstrap component and how it's styled or something like that. That might be something someone could have for next week or whatever, that would serve as a reference. But that's all I was going to suggest as far as the styling stuff. So you can continue, Fernando.
All right. So like yeah, I was just pushing on color theme just because like I don't like like swapping things out later, but just because I like putting my color themes in the and using the variables in the SCSS file, and then but everything's already set up so that way like the SCSS when we go in the bundler with the parcel bundler, when you run the project even on a development server, it's compiling a build folder, a dist folder that's compiling the SCSS right back into CSS so it can be read through the browser. But it's doing that
Yeah.
for all of it, the HTML, JavaScript, CSS.
So if we have the theme, like in the project, represented in the project for whatever external things we want to tweak, then we can change it later. So I would think that I wouldn't want to waste time with too much thought over like which specific colors we choose just yet, if we're worried about getting the basic like code going.
All right.
But having the theme actually like implemented means that it can be decided easier later, right?
Yeah, right, because it's always subject to change, I guess, depending on what version we're doing. And if we're just shooting for
Okay,
something that's functional, we
cool.
can.
Then what's like a next task?
I would say another important task is, I mean, depending on if anybody here wants to pick it up or if I got to reach out for someone to pick it up, is even though so we'll take this, I guess, what I'm showing right now, I mean, we could take this out of the equation here, the custom LLM, and we can go with, if people want to, if someone wants to research or look into like how we can not just connect our app to ChatGPT's API, but also how we can like fine tune that GPT that we're connecting to off of their API to scope it to stay within context and things like that. If anybody's up for that, but we could separate that because there
Yeah,
could be like many
that's a great task.
subtasks too.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, so I was just gonna say, um, anything to do with research and things like that. Since I'm not so technically advanced, I would like to help
Okay.
and do those, and yeah, bring it to the table and share it and see
So, Fernando,
what you
I
got.
think you're right. I think you're right to point out that hooking up to ChatGPT is important. That's another important thing for this project. It kind of is like parallel to the parsing the image, the text from the image. So, I think a good demo for someone is for someone to for next week to um, think about what formats we want for nutrition information and how to prompt ChatGPT with that, and then how to like restrict it so that how to tune ChatGPT or restrict it so that it provides like decent answers. So that can be done without any actual coding. I actually saw. I would actually recommend a certain tool for this that I've seen. So I've seen a demo of a kind of worksheet or whatever you can make, or a workbook that I don't know what's called, not worksheet. It's kind of like the data science notebooks that they have for Python, and I've seen like tools where you can have a notebook for chat for prompts for LLMs. So someone can basically construct like a notebook of different test prompts that test different LLMs with different inputs and how to restrict it. So that's basically like establishing a workbench for how we find out. That's like a prompt hacking type task. And there are specific tools for that. So I think some like prompt hacking for ChatGPT to get it to see if it can give any useful, usable results for nutrition label inputs. I think trying to demo that for next week would be a good goal, to demo prompts to ChatGPT that would provide usable results based on different types of nutrition information.
Yeah, that could be a cool small step. So like I think so. But it depends like okay, so like are we just gonna just the free version itself just like prompt it, like see how we could prompt it, or are we talking about like actually having an account and going more in depth with it, like
Well,
isolating the GPT and then
what else can you tune and customize? Like besides the prompting and constrain the prompting, what else is there to do? Because I'm not familiar enough myself.
oh, so like on ChatGPT's platform, if that's what we're gonna use, like we can create our own GPT and isolate it from the main free version, and then
Oh, you
start
mean like
configuring that.
like adding context, or using like they have some vector tree like stuff that they use so that you can customize things, right? Or
Yeah, they have a lot of customizing on their GPTs. Of course, it's easier than doing it ourselves, but like just if you have an account, like you can access the account and then you can create a GPT and then you can play with that and then see
I think
before we start
this
like
yeah, this seems like something that can be driven by the results. If the results are good enough without customization, then I would bias toward that to start. And
with the
then
3.5, yeah.
if it's not good enough, then the follow up would be, I guess, to look into customization and do whatever. But I mean, this can be prompting to try to see if it works like uncustomized, but it can include, tweaking some things and trying some things to get it to get better results. But I think that I would just caution, I frankly, I don't think that we're as a group that we're mature enough to give open-ended research tasking, um, to assign out to an individual for, a week or two. I mean, I think they can find a lot of good information, but if we're really trying to drive this project forward, I think we need to like tie these tasks to concrete demos in code rather than to just understanding, because understanding is useful, but it might fall into a trap of understanding being the goal when it's not. It's the actual like app. So I think some prompting of ChatGPT plus seeing if there's customizations that are relevant to our project and with the demo of next week would be a good task.
All right. So like if anybody wants to pick up on some prompting, either that or I can reach out to the anybody on the DM and that's already part of the network and see if anybody wants to pick up on the prompting. If anybody here doesn't, because you could just prompt 3.5 turbo, because it's free, so you don't have to pay, and you could just see how you could prompt it to see if it's efficient with results, and maybe have examples, like maybe just grab some, like I told you, I had a Gatorade bottle and just start like practicing typing, because you can scope it like you can get 3.5 and you can put it within a context by telling it that it's some kind of uh, like I don't know, health expert, and then that you want to
Yeah,
know, give me like some information on the following ingredients and see if it's okay with staying within scope. Or you could try different ways of prompting it on the user interface instead of on the back end on a more like programmatic level. So we can have somebody
yeah,
do that.
no, it should be. I think to start, it's going to be faster to iterate on the front end of ChatGPT or using the tool I mentioned. I'll post it in the group.
Okay.
Like using a notebook where you can like replay queries. You can basically create this set of queries and replay them. And I think that if you're putting this out to the group as like CEO wants to pick it up, giving some examples of like concrete results that are ideal, like what we want for next week, is going to be helpful. Like when they're prompting GPT, trying to figure this things out, what requirements are they fulfilling in the app? What are examples of like what type of results we're looking for? That sounds good.
All right, so Andretta says she wants to try to so that way she can learn more about prompting too, and that she'll reach out to someone in the community. So like, all
Awesome.
right, Andretta, yeah, you could pick that up. You could do that, and you can reach out to any of us whenever. Um, you know what I mean? And I don't mind too, like during the week, if you have like if it helps you, if you have like a day and a time where maybe we can like have a one-on-one where like half hour an hour or something where we can go over some prompting together if you'd like to too, or anybody, just anybody. The other thing is oh yeah, you said you wanted to do, what was that, this notebook you were talking about?
Yeah, I'll link to that. That's like this. That's exactly for this task. Like that's
What, Jupyter
what it's used for.
notebook?
So
So you talking
I'll link
about
this
like
into it.
different, something different?
Oh, was I talking something different? Let me send you the link to what I
Okay.
mean. It's
Notebook.
called Notebook LM.
Oh, notebook album. All right, I haven't heard of that then.
I just saw some demo on it. I think it's Notebook LM.
But yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Andrea,
No, 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 no. That's wrong. That's Google's thing.
oh,
I'll
okay.
like post in the next 5 minutes. I forget where it is exactly.
Oh yeah, and then this meeting was recorded too, so that way I'm gonna post it on YouTube. So that way, like Andrea, if you wanna, or anybody, if you wanna refer back to it, maybe about what Ryan or any of us were saying, you can always just when I post it, if you're already subscribed to the channel, you'll get the alert, or I can post it here in the group. I can post it here on the Discord server and let everybody know when I post it on YouTube. Um,
So one other task I think that might be good for next week is for someone to start the front end prototype as far as just like a basic page or layout or component or something like that. Does that make sense?
yeah. Yeah, so I think with those of us here, has anybody here used Bootstrap before? I know me and Irene have used
So
Bootstrap
I've
before, but
I've
I'm wondering
used
if anybody
Bootstrap.
else has.
I have done some. I've done it mostly in the context of spas. So if we're not doing a spa, like I'm not quite sure. So are we just going to be having like single pages with like different URLs for different? pages of the app?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, because I don't know if we're gonna do a single page application. I was thinking maybe we can do like, well, because I mean we can and just navigate to different sections on that single page, but I feel like
The desktop version fits everything on one page.
the desktop version. Oh yeah. So yeah, maybe we might be able to get away with that then. That's I mean, let me look.
See the wireframe.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Oops.
Oh, in the wireframes.
Yeah, she put that we could get away with a single page application. I mean, everything else is gonna just scroll, right? Or it's gonna just
It's not even gonna overflow
yeah.
unless you have
Just
a
be
bunch of ingredients and then have just that block have an overflow scroll, and that's it.
So like maybe
So we
that
could single page application, why
desktop view
not? Huh?
simply start if it doesn't involve routing and stuff. That single desktop view might be a good starting point. Just like laying out and mocking up the UI or something.
So yeah, um, I can reach out. Let me reach out too to people to see who wants, because there's people that wanted to code on, especially on the Bootstrap side. So let me reach out to people and see who else, because
Yeah.
I don't want to like leave out the other people that said from asked me to DM them when we were ready to get things going on the coding side.
Okay.
And then there was one person that wants to get on the coding side too, but she wasn't able to attend today. So like, yeah, I'll just reach out when we're done here. I'll reach out to people and see um, who's ready, who wants to pick up a task and start
Hey,
with that front
this
end.
is Terry. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going in and out of connections and everything because I'm driving and it's not easy. So I just wanted to mention two things quickly before I lose you again. I do have some experience with Bootstrap, so I could do something, but I just can't this week. This week I have way too much going on. So I'm sorry if I can't help this week, but in a further, or maybe I'll try. But the most important thing that I wanted to suggest is, can we have all of these set up in some kind of project management tool so that everybody can follow up online? Because I'm not really familiar with Discord, and I'm not sure it's the best place to exchange information. But a proper project management tool where everybody, you would put the task all into an inbox or whatever, and then people can pick up whatever they want, and then they
So
put it into. Do we
yeah,
have
yeah,
that?
that's a good point. So we've been doing most of that on Miro so far, and I've
Oh,
noticed that GitHub actually has they have some like board views so that you can actually create tasking and do some management alongside GitHub issues. If we're sticking to just using GitHub, which the kind of placeholder project is at now, then that could work. But we could expand it to use something else. I just don't know like what else we want to pull in.
Yeah, yeah, because I looked into
whatever.
that and like everything, like if we're gonna do it at a free level, then it's gonna limit how many contributors we have, because once you get to a certain number of people that you have on
Yeah,
your project
I,
management
I,
platform, you gotta pay.
yeah, I'm working on a project right now with a bunch of people, and they're using, and they have the same issue because it's a non-profit organization. They don't want to spend any money, and
Mhm.
they use Jira. So you may want to look into Jira. I think they have a plan where you can have a large number of people participating, and it's still free.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't looked at. I'm not the one making the decision, so I don't know how it works. But if they use Jira, I mean they have a plan for a decent amount of people to work together for free. And then if you, because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you again, if you guys can come up with anything, if it's got to be GitHub, whatever, if I could if I could help, I would like to have like a place where I can go and look during the week, like when I have a little bit of extra time. If I look at something that I can do, I'll pick it up and I put it into in progress, and I can put some notes in it, and then everybody can read it. You see what I mean? This is how I work
Yeah.
right now with my other company, and it works fine. Everybody's all over the place and pick up project and put some notes in it, and then if somebody can help, we have a Slack also. So if somebody has a problem, they put it on the Slack. Hey, I'm stuck with this. Can somebody help? Whatever. So see what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good. It looks like Jira is free for up to 10 people. So I'm definitely on board with using either Jira or the GitHub boards, because the GitHub stuff seems pretty flexible too. You can have a wiki, and then you can have like a Kanban board.
Okay,
Or something.
whatever you guys decide, could you send me a link to whatever you guys decide,
Yeah.
and then I'll
Okay.
look
Yeah.
at it during the week.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
look into that because I know Notion, there's Notion, and then Asana. There's a bunch of them out there, but like they might have like different numbers, like as far as like how many people while it's free, and maybe we could
All
see
right.
which one has
Well,
the greatest number.
we'll find something. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
find
Okay,
something.
and then if I can come up with like a homepage or something using Bootstrap with some stuff, then I'll try to do that. I can't guarantee because I'm not even home today, and when I go home, I gotta catch up on work. But if we have a place where we can have these tasks somewhere, then if I can pick it up, I'll try, and I'll try to do it during the week. Okay. Uh, so
All right.
I don't know if are you guys, can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you.
Yeah. So I need to get you my email address, and then you can maybe forward me a link to whatever you guys decide to choose, and then we'll go from there. Is that good?
Yes, that sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna hang up because it's really hard to try to keep the conversation with the network in and out. But I'll be looking for. So can I actually just tell you my email address like right now, and then you write it down and you use it?
Let me get that. Yeah, let me if you don't, as long as you
Take
don't
your pen of
mind anybody, yeah, because it's being
um.
recorded, so or I can stop recording. It's up to you.
Well, actually, yeah. If you stop recording, I'll give it to you. If not,
All right, I'll
I'll
stop
DM it.
recording. Well,
Yeah, you
we're
can
past
DM. You
time.
can DM
Yeah,
later. We're wrapping up the
yeah. Let me
meeting, so you
DM
can.
you. I'll DM you when
Okay.
we're done. So yeah, because we are
Okay.
wrapping up. We're already past time, and then I hope everybody liked today's meeting, and thank you, Ryan, for showing up and and always contributing. And thank you, Tima, and everybody else, and Andretta. We have someone else new. I can't see her name because it's truncated, but you can catch up with us at the on our Discord, or I'm sorry, not just Discord, but our YouTube channel. When I posted this recording there, you'll be able to catch up and see what you missed. But everybody, you guys, I hope you guys all have a good Sunday and see you guys next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. I'll look into it. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for coming late.
Yeah, yeah, just check that out in the chat. I have the link for the YouTube channel, and then if you subscribe, if you want to, of course, um, when I post the video for today's meeting there, you'll get the alert.
Can you tell me what is it in the main chat, the YouTube link? I just wanted to I found you guys'
It's
link
on the
online and
it's on the Miro board. There's a like a, or it should be. It might have been removed, but there's a some links in the Miro board on like the top section of that. Is there a link to
okay.
the Miro board? Okay.
I'll send it to you right now too.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask a quick question. Do you guys like cover like I guess more like fundamental stuff as well, like data structures, algorithm type of deal, because I have some, I guess, coding like experience, but I'm not really familiar with the fundamentals, and I feel like that's holding me back in trying to understand a lot of these concepts.
Well, we can definitely try to go over that kind of stuff when we're building the project, especially if if when we're building the project, if we pick up a task and we want to like know more about it, we can kind of see where we can dig into that.
Yeah,
But
so my understanding is that this project, we're focusing on more on the development side of some specific things. So we can definitely help out if you're working on a task and need some help with any specifics that are like needed for that task. We can definitely help out on data structures and algorithms. I think that Fernando offers like other services or like other stuff where he covers other types of fundamentals and educational topics outside of this like weekly project.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. I'm excited to, be part of this Discord and learn more from with you guys.
all right. Well, yeah, we're glad to have you. So, we'll see you guys next week, and you guys all have a good day.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.